All right, guys, today's subject is one of my favorites. It's the release, okay? It's this dynamic movement, pretty much from waist high to waist high, the way the club is interacting with the golf ball. Incredibly important to match your release pattern to the way you grip the golf club. It's not a one-size-fits-all. I have a lot of people sending me emails and messages saying, should everyone release the club the same way? Ultimately, there's different ways of getting the club face square, all right? We can get it square from an open position. We can get it square from a closed position. But we have to do things very, very differently. There's Hall of Fame golfers and major championship winners that have played golf with very strong grips, which just means the lead hand's more on top with the trail hand underneath. And there are less, I would say, major winners, but there are definitely Hall of Fame golfers that have got weaker grips. Most are neutral, okay? A weaker grip would mean the lead hand's way more underneath the golf club with the trail hand on top. And the challenge with having a weaker grip, especially if the grip gets a little high in the palm, and I see this all the time, it requires a very fast rate of closure in order to get the toe court up to the heel. Anytime you have an open club face, guys, anywhere in the golf swing, it's going to be much, much harder to square the club face. So I'm a much bigger fan of getting the grip a little bit more across the fingers, less in the palm, at minimum, and I mean at minimum, okay, I like to see two knuckles on that lead hand. If you look down, if you see two knuckles on that lead hand with the V form between thumb and forefinger at the trail shoulder, that's going to be very, very helpful. So perfect example of a neutral grip would be TW, right? So Tiger Woods, beautiful grip. And he does a great job of hitting these windows, these 9 windows when he practices, okay? Combinations of low, medium, high, right to left straight, and left to right. That is the advantage of having a neutral grip. You don't see a lot of closed face golfers hitting draws. They generally move it from left to right, okay? So they're moving their club face from a closed position where the toes pointing down as they approach the golf ball, and they're sending this lead wrist from a flexed or very flat or bowed position into an extended position as they swing through. It's a remarkably stable release pattern. Don't think for a second, if you're watching this video and you hit the golf ball, that you need to be dragging the club around the corner and spinning your body to hold the face open. These golfers are releasing their speed. There's no question about it. They're releasing it a little differently, but they're releasing their speed. They hit the ball a mile, okay, even though the ball's moving left to right, because they're coming in and they're sending that speed home. They're getting their arms swinging past their body. They don't keep their arms to their trail side. I've heard that a number of times where the arms just need to continue to remain to the trail side as they swing through. Their arms, okay, are behind them at the top of the backswing. They move back out in front of them at the point of collision, and their arms, okay, swing freely past their body, okay, as they swing through. They're just controlling this, all right? They're controlling the rate of closure, and it closes a little slower. It releases a little bit more this way. Can you see if I take this golf club, move, it releases more this way, okay, rather than this way. All right, so rather than rotating as much, it releases a little bit more this way. That is not the same as thinking that you've got to hit balls like this. This is not how these guys are swinging the golf club. Want to make sure I'm very clear in explaining that. So for the vast majority, of course, you tend to miss a little bit to the right. The harder you try and hit it, the faster you swing, the further it goes to the right. Well, you've not learned, okay, to articulate your wrist. You've not learned to square the club face with your forearms, okay, which is the primary way to square the club face. I cannot tell you how many golfers believe that it's turning the shoulders through that squares or rotates the golf club. The idea here, in many respects, is to keep your body relatively closed as you transition, okay? Don't spin your body open, okay? Kind of keep your body close to the target and allow your arms to drop. Look how I'm sort of de-elevating my arms here, okay? Getting that club into this beautiful position where the club is lowering, okay? And I'm dropping it onto a very good orbit here, okay, onto that forearm as I approach the golf ball. Now we're hitting it from the inside. And then from here, I mean, really all we're doing, guys, if I split my hands on the golf club, what I'm doing here is I'm going to have the butt end of the club work towards me, okay, as the club head works out, okay? So it's almost like a pulling and pushing motion here, which is giving me that snap, which is getting that club face thrown out and away from me, okay, as my body, of course, continues to work up and rotate through. That's what's getting that club back to the golf ball. So if you don't have a good feel, right, for the club face and feel for your club head, it's going to be very difficult for you, okay, to release your golf club. I've said this many, many times. You have to feel something more than the compound rubber that's underneath your hands. It doesn't cut off here. You've got to be sensitive to the gram weight at the end of the golf club. Incredibly important. So do a little drill like this, for example. We can go ahead, push down, pull up, okay? So you see I'm pushing down with the left hand, I'm pulling up with the right. Okay, that's getting this club nice and leveraged to the side of me. So if I'm pushing and pulling, I would imagine it makes sense if I do the opposite on the way down. I'm going to pull and then I'm going to push. All right, so this is the sort of leverage system that we have when it comes to releasing a golf club. What we're not doing is driving the hands and the body forward, right, to create lag and forward shaft lean, for example. A lot of misconceptions around that.
All right, quick TV time out. Want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for signing up for my Swing for Light Golf Schools. I've got 8 of you coming out to work with me in person next week. Can't wait to meet you in person. I've got just one spot left in my October golf schools, and I just opened some new dates in November. For those of you that are interested in creating more speed using less effort and finding a swing for life, looking forward to the opportunity of working with you in person. Get after it, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
We've got everyone thinking that if I fire the body, right, I'm going to hit the ball further. And of course, you slow that down and my handle's forward. My club face is wide open, my body's spun out, and I'm not really creating any energy because I'm not slowing down the grip. I'm not allowing the grip end of the golf club, of course, to slow down, which allows, okay, the club head to swing past my body. All right, now a lot of you are equating that with a flip. It is not. Okay, if I stand here like this and just hinge the club a little bit, just hinge it up just a little bit, just like this, and then I turn, I didn't do anything with my hand, just keep it, and I turn this way, that's a very neutral release. I mean, there's no flip in that at all, okay? My hands are to the side of the golf club. The club face is very, very square. You can see here, very, very neutral here, very vanilla, okay? I'm not standing here and spinning my club face as I hit the ball, rolling my wrist. There's nothing worse than that. So that really is all that happens, is the club head, okay, works out at impact. Boom, like this, okay? Just like that. I'm lining up the shaft here with the club head. Gosh, we may talk about maybe 10 degrees of forward shaft lean. It's not much at all, I'll be honest with you. And then as I swing past the golf ball here, I'm going to make sure as I swing through the golf ball, just like this, you can see the fingers on my lead hand. You can see those knuckles as I swing through. And there I am back into my release position here. Really, really neutral, okay? I'm not crossing over. I'm not doing any of this crazy stuff. It really is just coming into the golf ball, butt end of the club working towards me. Of course, the grip end of the club slows down, and you can see there's my release as I swing through. Club's pointing back at me, guys. Arms have swung past my body, okay? And this whole idea that we're supposed to go, you know, like this and keep the club in front of us is absolutely nuts. Most of you are, as I mentioned, are struggling with the slice. So don't be afraid to feel like your golf swing in many respects is being driven by your arms. I know it's like a big faux pas to even mention the word arms in golf instruction today. So we're supposed to not use them. I've got amateurs that come down and work with me, recreational golfers, weekend warriors, that have like not hit a draw before, for example. It's unbelievable. I did not hit a draw. Okay, I had a guy this morning who came and worked with me. He's a good golfer. He said, I've never really been able to fade the ball in my life, okay? I said to him, I'll get you in 3 swings. He said, it's impossible. All I do is hit pushes. I spin out and I push it miles to the right. Well, it didn't take 3. It took 6 swings, okay? And he's hitting pull fades, and he'd never seen anything like it, okay? So we're not using our body more to hit fades necessarily. We're just releasing the golf club differently. It's a different release pattern. A fade is more this way, of course. A draw, yes, we're going to have more rotation of the toe and the golf club. So find a release pattern that works for you. If you're a slicer, you're going to want to use your body a little bit less. You're going to want to use your arms a little bit more. You're going to want to actuate your wrists sooner. Talked about this a lot on my channel. Turn the toe of the club down. Really feel the club head almost pulling you around the corner. Feel the club literally pulling you around the corner. This is a feel, not a reel. If you're a hooker of the golf ball, don't stand here and sort of block it. I mean, and don't send your path miles right, which is just going to accentuate your problems. You don't need to spin your body to get rid of a hook. Put the ball a little further forward, a line, yes, a little bit more left, but more importantly, guys, when you swing through, look, release a little bit more with the right hand, a little bit more underneath the golf club. That's really all it is. I'm sending that speed home. I'm transferring energy to the club head. And you're standing there like this gentleman said. He's like, I can't believe I'm releasing it. I really feel like I'm releasing the club and the ball isn't hooking. It's kind of a crazy thing for you hookers out there. So educated wrists and arms are where it's at when it comes to releasing the golf club. And of course the body's role, which is, yes, of course important, is to support that motion. I definitely allow my arms to pull me around the corner. You can see my finish position there. I'm posting up, I'm rotating. I do feel pressure through the ground, okay? I feel all those things. It's not that these coaches are wrong. They're absolutely spot on with it, okay? But it's like the priority of what it is that you can do to transform your ball striking. Don't start with the body first, all right? Start with your wrists and arms. Simple little motion like a hitchhiker drill where the club hinges, unhinges, and rehinges back and through. Feeling what this paddle is doing, feeling what the club face is doing. Here we go. We hinge, upper body stays back. Look at the butt end of the club. Whoop! It works out away from me here, the club head. There's my square position. As I swing through, there's the release, okay? Look how it rehinges on the opposite side of my body. That is not a flip, guys, okay? Absolutely not. But it doesn't look like this, does it? It does not look like that. Hope this helps, okay? Use your wrists and arms the right way. It is going to transform your golf swing. If you think this could help, go ahead and share. Have any comments, have any questions, have any concerns about your release pattern, go ahead and send me a message. I always get back to everyone. And thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm very, very grateful for the support. Get after it, guys. We'll talk to you soon.